Classic hip hop and R&B jams. It's the Redboi Radio Show.
Hey, what's happening, my good people? My name is Raymond Redboi Raydio. I want to welcome you to the award-winning Redboi Radio Show. We are streaming live right now on Facebook, PodCityPodcastNet.com. And we are coming to you live from the On Air Media Studios right here in Dallas, Texas. Once again, family, I am your man, Redboi, a.k.a. the bartender, a.k.a. the classic man. Why? Because I serve up nothing but classic hip-hop and R&B jams. You know what I'm talking about?
Word.
Yes, indeed. So if you are listening for the very first time, family, we definitely appreciate you showing up tonight. Hope you enjoyed this show. And if you do, make sure you share it with your friends so they can enjoy it as well. And, of course, to all my loyals, the ones who join me every first and third Saturday, we sure appreciate the love, y'all. Y'all know the deal. Push that share button if you don't mind. It's sharing is caring, and it's free. It doesn't cost you a dime. Hook us up, okay? All right, y'all see me. I'm Redboi, of course. Let me show you who my co-host is. No longer special. She is the co-host. She's an author, actor. What else? What else you got under your sleeve?
Mommy.
She sang
caregiver.
a little bit. She sang a little bit. Yeah.
Sing a little bit. I do.
Y'all say what's up to my girl Ronnie B in the building.
Welcome to the Redboi Radio Show. I'm so glad to be here after a trying week.
Oh my gosh. Yes, you have had one.
It has been a week, y'all, but thank God I'm here. Thank y'all all for your prayers, your support. Shout out to my mama Dukes out there. Hopefully she's watching from the bedside. Yeah. We love you, mommy. We're praying for you here.
Absolutely.
Oh, and my son is cooking dinner.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So he can throw down like that? You got him? Well, you took care of him like that, huh?
He's got something simple to do.
Okay.
I pulled out the flounder. I went ahead and let it thaw out. So he's going to cook for Nana because she's not doing too good out there. So thank you, Corey.
But she is doing much better?
She's doing much better. We had to go back to the doctor today. She had back surgery, y'all. So pray for Mama Duke. But she had to go back to the hospital today because, I don't know, she's been having some reactions to the anesthesia and all that stuff. So she got another shot today in her hip. Yeah. You know what I mean?
It works.
And mommy ain't no young spring chicken no more.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she requires a little bit extra love and care and support. So she's giving it to me all my life.
Yeah.
Surely I'm going to
all you got to do is get a little bit back. Absolutely. It's just that word, shot in hip, throws me off completely because I've had some shots in my back and they ain't nothing nice.
And this
when
was
you
just
need
after
they help,
shots to her back.
Oh, man.
So she going through it.
Yeah, we definitely continue to pray for your healing, Mama. We hope you're doing all right.
Yes.
Definitely. So everybody who's out there, once again, we appreciate y'all tuning in. We got a great show lined up, man. We got a couple videos from people I like to just call straight up classics, you know. Got a couple people that's actually celebrating a birthday this week that we're going to play their video, of course. And like I said, these are heroes of mine in a sense, you know, two hip-hop classic gentlemen. And, of course, we can't forget about the princess. You know, she's celebrating her birthday as well. We'll go into all that later. All right. So you know what to do, fam. If y'all want to give a shout out to someone special, it's your birthday, it's your wedding anniversary, what have you. If you just want to say what's up to your boo thing, y'all hit us up on that Facebook page. We'll make sure we give them their proper love. Okay. We got a great show, like I said. We got two topics, of course, we're going to talk about today. You know, we got the I'm So Old School With It topic, and we got the Red Zone topic. So today, in I'm So Old School With It, it's simply going to be called Imagine That. Okay, we're going to take it back, of course, all right?
Okay.
And then that second hour, fam, we're going to get into the Red Zone topic of the day, which is simply called No Tricks to the Trade. It's just straight up Step in the Name of Love. I know you already know where I'm going with this one. Ain't no sense of shine away from it. We got to go there. I got to get my thoughts out. I know everybody else and got their thoughts out. It hadn't quite faded completely out just yet. So I want to be able to talk to y'all, and I want y'all to talk back to me as well. So y'all get your thumbs ready. Yeah. Because I'm quite sure it's going to be a whole lot of comments when we get to that Red Zone.
So wait, we're talking about Donald and Melania? Is that what we're...
Exactly. No.
Ooh, wait a minute.
We're definitely going to have a good time, y'all, fam. So y'all make sure y'all keep it locked right here. And once again, like I said, fam, feel free to share this post, leave your comments and whatnot, and we will definitely give y'all a shout and show you some love, okay?
Yeah.
Ready to kick this off?
Let's do it.
So first, let's get this kicked off with the first birthday boy of the week. All right. I think it was on Monday. No, I'm sorry. It was the... Yeah.
Monday was the 14th.
Monday. I think I got my days right. I got to look up. I'm behind. But anyway, we're good. First birthday boy of the week is my man who some consider the GOAT, which is LL Cool J. Let's start it off with lounging, all right? It's your man, Redboi.
It's your girl, Ronnie.
It's classic hip hop and R&B. It's the Redboi Radio Show. Let's go.
You represent Queens now, okay?
Go ahead, Daddy.
It's a Queens thing, baby.
I wanna dance with you.
Rock on.
We be doing it well.
Rock on.
Who do you love, baby?
How you doing, miss? My name is L, I'm from Queens. I heard about your man, he like the late shoe with cream. Dolce Gabbana Moschino with Donna jeans, but he slipped up. He threw his rock to a fiend. He be playing like a willy cause he dressed shit up. Never knowing that his woman is in need of love. We got Versace, gold link, stomach chains with rocks. Official hairstyle, but you stuck up in the spot. Making love, Duke is weak, then he falling asleep. You on the phone with your old peeps, dying to creep between my sheets. So what you got Chanel on your feet? Hot sex on a platter makes the mission complete. Style got him acting funny style. He ain't watching you, he rather watch his money pal. Can't protect trenches when it's in a glass house. Soon as he turn the corner, I'ma turn that out full blown. Frontin' in the 6 with the chrome, yo B. Why you leave your honey all alone with me? Just because you blessed with cash doesn't mean your honey won't let me finesse that. You see, the moral of the story is a woman need love. The kind your so-called players never dreamed of. You got to try love, can't buy love. If you play your hand, then it's bye-bye love. Flowing escrow, damn. But your honey ran away like presto, Alakazam. Man made the money, money never made the man. You still faking jacks, throwing rocks on a hand. See, you put your Mac down, now you need no brown rock roller. With so much ice, your cap's polar. I got a smoking beanies, modeling bikinis. Pushing your whip on the Van Wick to see me. I keep it steamy, I make it burn when it's my turn. Teaching shorty all the jewels that you never learned. Don't get it twisted, getting money ain't wrong. But she wanna make love all night long, I'm gone.
Redboi Raydio show, and I go by the name of Pleasure P, and we signing out. We at Essence, and we lit, and we having a good time, all right? Redboi Raydio show, Pleasure P. Saturday.
All right, family, we are back. This is Classic Hip Hop and R&B. I am your man, Redboi.
Yeah, and I'm your girl, Ronnie.
And this is the Redboi Radio Show. Got a few people logged in right now, and I was reminded to make sure I give the proper shout out to one of my beautiful nieces. All right, she is turning 19 years old today, and I'm telling you, time sure does
I know.
fly. It's like I remember when she was born, big fat cheeks and all. Now she's 19. Damn near grown woman and all that. She's doing good things.
Yes,
so.
I'm sure she appreciates that part of the show.
Right. I know. I wish I should have thought about and brought an old school picture to show
that
of her
would've
when she
been
was
messed up.
growing up. That'd been funny. But shout
Yeah,
out to
you
you.
were a monster.
Huh? I know. She'd hate me for that. But Dominique, hey, you know Uncle Ray loves you. Happy birthday. So
birthday,
proud of you, girl. And hope you
Happy
continue to grow
birthday.
into the woman that God intends you to be. All right. Definitely want to show you some love. Okay.
19 is a good year, too. Goodness.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, 19 was good. My son is 19, too.
Okay. Okay.
He just turned, well, he's a July 19, so he'll be 20 this year?
Yeah. Yeah. See, 19, I was getting in trouble. I was already in the military at that time, so I was going out on my own for the first time. Had money in my pocket,
Yeah, it
didn't know
was
how to
on.
act.
Yeah, it was on.
And I was in San Diego, California. Yeah, some trouble. It was some trouble.
Yeah,
But
so
once-
only the location has changed. is
Right.
Hilarious.
Pretty much. There it is.
He's a whole new man.
I'm trying. I'm doing the best I can. All right. Hey, so family, once again, if y'all have a special shout out to anyone, make sure y'all hit us up on Facebook so we can show them that proper love. All right, before we gonna move on to the show, we've got to do Who You With Wednesday. Okay, for those of you who tune in for the very first time, every Wednesday morning, I post something on my Instagram called Who You With Wednesday, and I give you an option to choose which one of you like, whether it be music,
Right.
whether it be a favorite movie, movies that are kind of like similar to one another, which one is your favorite, songs, what have you. Okay,
Right,
so
right,
this
right.
time around, I went back in the old school days and I thought to myself, you know, when I was growing up with mom and them, you know, I was forced to watch soap operas all the time.
All
you know,
the
to the
time.
point where I didn't even
Yeah.
know half the time my mom and her girlfriends would be in there talking.
Right.
And they'll be having conversations about certain people that I thought they were talking about their real friends.
Right.
And then when I finally realized it was a soap opera, I was like, you got to be kidding me. You know, so I was drawn into that
That's
world.
real.
You know what I mean? And
I
go
was
ahead.
excited to see black people on the stories. That was a
True.
big deal for me
Yeah.
growing up. You got to think about it. I think I was maybe like 9, right? 8,
Yeah.
9 and up. And I saw more and more African Americans on the stories as I grew older. I think that's part of what made me fall in love with acting.
Oh, really?
Seeing myself on TV.
On t-
yeah,
yeah.
Angie
Hey.
and Jesse.
Representation
They
matters.
look dark like me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, there's hope for me on this. This little chocolate girl got a chance.
Well, I end up liking them. Didn't really at first, you know, but eventually I caught myself one day, and this is after I grew up,
Right.
You know, and I had some time at home during the week. And I caught myself actually turning on
Now
to
that's
some of
funny.
these soaps.
Now
you know
that
what I mean?
part is funny.
It's crazy. It got stuck in my brain. You know what I mean?
I haven't gone that far.
Right. So I posed a question yesterday on my Instagram, and we chose 2 of what I thought was my favorite soaps. And I say favorite very lightly. And it was out of all my children and The Young and the Restless. And I was so happy that I got a whole bunch
Yeah.
of reactions from this. So, Ronnie,
That's a good
out
debate.
of all my children and Young and the Restless, who you rolling
Yeah,
with?
it was all my children for sure.
All my children.
That was my first, and my mom watched Channel 7, so I saw all the
See,
Channel 7s.
Y'all was like us too. Channel
Yeah.
7 was us too.
Yeah, we were hooked
Yeah.
on Channel 7s. I didn't even know much about the other stories until I went to my dad's house, and his wife watched, I think it was Channel 4.
Okay.
So I saw The Young and the Restless. I believe that channel was on.
Okay, I think Young, yeah. Well, depending on where you
In
live
New
at.
York. Yeah, we were in
exactly.
New York.
Okay. All right. So,
I actually have skin in the game on this one.
okay,
Surprisingly.
who you roll with?
Yeah, so my babysitter always watched The Young and the Restless, and I never really cared until I started watching. I was a big fan in like 2nd and 3rd grade of the show Diagnosis Murder.
Okay.
And
yeah.
on Young and the Restless, the black nurse from Diagnosis Murder played a character, and I glommed onto that. I was like I was such a fan of her that I was like, oh, she's on the TV. I'll watch this, not realizing like this is not a murder mystery show.
Hilarious.
All it was about her.
And all it takes is one time watching the stories, you're hooked.
And you're
you
hooked.
realize that?
Depending on what's going on, because it always leaves you with a cliffhanger, so
Yep.
you got to catch the continuation, you know?
For real.
All right, so I will tell you who I went with in just a second, but first, let me see what the people went with. For Who You With Wednesday, out of all my children and Young and the Rest, like I said, which one of these 2 soap operas that mom and them used to watch became your favorite? Who you with? and all my children just edged out Young and the Restless, 52% to
Crazy.
48%.
Crazy.
Now, family, let me tell y'all, when I woke up this morning, okay, they were neck and neck. It was
Really?
50%. And I took myself to work and I said, let me check it one last time before, because it disappears after
Mm-hmm.
24 hours. I checked it, and all my children had just took over
There
Young
it
and
is.
the Restless, you know. And
There
I love
it
it because
is.
I had so many comments. Most people was like, no, it's got to be Young and the Restless because everybody loves Victor Newman. You know, he was a player. You know, everybody he got some attention. But for me, I'm like you. All my children was mine because of
Yeah.
one, like almost like you chose because of the actors.
Yeah.
And I'm like was Ziggy. For some odd reason, when I was a kid, I'm not gonna lie to you, I was so in love with Deborah Morgan. I'm telling you right now, she is this is real. She is the woman that made me love Dimples to this day.
Get out.
That woman's dimples is powerful.
Yeah.
When she smiles, it's over.
Yeah, the sun shines.
Selena,
Yes,
I
sir.
love you. I'm just saying. Deborah Morgan, man, she is beautiful. When you talk about My Black Don't Crack, oh my
I
God.
know.
She was so beautiful. And of
Yeah.
course, you know, she had Jesse, but that's why I like it so
and
much.
Jesse was fine.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Jeez,
gonna
that was
go
like
there.
our
I
that
won't
was like
co-sign
our
on that
modern
one,
day Aquaman.
but- Oh, was it? Really? But I also love, I love One Life to Live.
Yes, somebody said that.
General
Tony.
Hospital.
Tanya, I'm sorry. Tanya said it.
It was so many out there that you could think of, but those two I just chose because those are the.
are
As
popular.
far as me as I can remember, those were the first ones that came on in the morning.
Exactly.
So by the time the afternoon came, most of the time I'm already outside playing.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And
Yep.
I would come back and I might catch the tail end of General Hospital because that came on late in the afternoon. And then they kicked in with Bold and the Beautiful. You know, and then you go to
Yeah.
nighttime prime time soaps. You know, like Falcon Crest.
Oh, see, no.
You don't know about Falcon
I
Crest?
don't know anything about
See, a
Falcon
whole
Crest.
lot
Maybe
of 'em.
Dynasty, would that be
Dynasty
considered?
is
Okay,
one.
so Dynasty
You know,
was in my favorite.
Dallas.
We had Dallas,
Yes,
of course. You know?
you're right. I guess
Yeah,
I
it's
do
a
know
whole
too.
lot, you know. And those are characters like, you know, like we said, we talked about Victor Newman. You know,
Yeah.
Dallas, you had JR.
JR.
Erica Kane.
Erica's
you know,
the bomb.
She was from which
All
ones?
My Children.
All My Children, yes. So all these characters, I mean, it's so many out there that we can relate to. So I sure appreciate y'all participating in Who You With Wednesday.
Yes,
Make sure you
Tanya.
check out my IG. Every other Wednesday before the show, of course, before we go live on Thursday, I will post one for you. Make sure you go to my story. Don't just comment on my page.
Yeah.
Go to my story. Press the button that corresponds with your choice.
Yes.
Cast your vote. And, of course, tune in on Thursday night, and then we'll get your answer and find out
There
if
you
your
go.
favorite won.
You got to get
Okay.
on his story to vote for your favorite story.
Bam.
There it is. Yeah.
Look.
Go to my story and vote for your favorite story. Exactly.
Your
This can
wife
go
is
anywhere.
hilarious.
Music, anywhere we can go about, huh?
Your wife is
What'd she
hilarious.
say?
She said, Dimples are okay. and
Dimp-
everything."
You know I love you, babe.
That's right. Look, Tanya said Jesse was fine. She said my grandmother stopped watching when he died.
Oh wow,
It's that serious.
That's deep.
Yeah, it was
That
serious.
is deep.
Kill off
Hey.
Jesse. He came back a couple times though.
Yeah, I remember he did. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But I love it. Gotta love it. All right, so once again, y'all, I appreciate y'all. We're going to keep moving on to the show before I get in trouble. Coming up next, fam, we'll get into I'm So Old School with it. Today's topic is Imagine That.
Yes,
All right, y'all keep it
yes.
locked right here. It's your man, Redboi.
It's your girl Ronnie.
It's your man, Redboi Radio Show, Classic Hip Hop and R&B. Let's get another one from another birthday girl.
Who we got?
Aliyah. Her birthday was yesterday. All right, so let's hear one from her. All right.
Oh, that was
We'll
my
be back,
girl.
y'all. Keep it
Let's
locked.
do it.
It's been a long time. Shouldn't have left you without a dope beat. Step two, step two, step two, step two, step. It's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope beat. Step two, step two, step two. Picky, baby girl.
What would you do to get to me? What would you say to have your way? Would you give up or try again? If I hesitate to let you in, or would you be yourself or play a role? Tell all the boys or keep it low. If I say no, would you turn away or play me off? Or would you skate off? And if the first you don't succeed, then dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again and try again. Cause if at first you don't succeed, you can dust it off and try again. Dust yourself off and try again and try again. I'm into you into me, but I can't let it go. So easily. Not till I see what this could be eternity or just a week. We know our chemistry is off the chain. It's perfect now, but will it change? This ain't a yes, this ain't a no. Just do your thing, we'll see how we go. First you don't succeed, dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again, try again. First you don't succeed, you can dust it off and try again, try again. Dust yourself off and try again, try again. You don't wanna throw it all away. I might be shy on the first day. What about the next day? Said you don't wanna throw it all away. Be bugging on the first day. What about the next day? And if at first you don't succeed, then dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again and try again. Cause if at first you don't succeed, you can dust it off and try again. Dust yourself off and try again and try again, try again. Don't succeed, yeah. Dust yourself off and try again. You can dust it off and try again and try again. So first you don't succeed, baby. You can dust it off and try again. Dust yourself off and try again and try again, again, again.
We should have left you without a don't be. Step two, step two, step two, step two, step two, step two. It's been a long time. We should have left you without a don't be. Step two, step two, step two, step two, step two, step two. We out. One more year. It's a new millennium, baby. We out. You guess who it is.
Peace and blessings, beautiful people. It's your man, Tone X, a.k.a. your uncle's favorite uncle, in a much better suit. And you already know how I move, look good, smell good, feel good. So I'm always listening to my nephew, Redboi Raydio, classic hip-hop, R&B. You understand what I'm telling you? Salute.
All right, family, welcome back to the award-winning Redboi Radio Show. We are streaming live right now on Facebook Live. We are also on YouTube and, of course, PodCityPodcastNet.com. I am your man, Redboi.
I'm your girl, Ronnie.
Yes, indeed. Ronnie B's in the building, y'all.
Let's
Y'all
go.
in the building with us as well. And we're about to get into I'm So Old School with it topic of the day.
Let's do it.
And today is going to be called Imagine That. Okay? Now, when I'm talking about imagine that, Ronnie, all right, I'm going to take you back to the house.
Come on.
Okay? We at home. We chilling. We youngins now. Okay? We kids.
Okay.
So a lot of times, depending on what mama said, even if, you know, we were in trouble or not in trouble, we really couldn't go outside a lot sometimes, you know, based on whatever was going on. So when we get stuck in the house and you don't have that many toys to play with or that much, you have to come up and you have to use your imagination to actually have a good time. Okay. Now I know my son does this now. My son has little toys that he plays with from his favorite shows. He has cars, and he does what he likes to call a live. And he'll tell me, Dad, I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna do a live. And what he does is he uses his imagination and he creates in his brain his own show, and he moves a character around like they talking to each other, and he'll do his own show and he calls it a live. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. So really. So
Ray J is a genius.
he
though.
is. He is. He definitely is.
He's a different breed all by himself.
Yeah, he scares me sometimes.
Although, like, yeah, put in like a slightly different context. That is like goes from cute to serial killer behavior.
He's a good kid.
Imagination on 10,000.
Yeah. So imagine. So I'm saying, imagine that. I want us to think about it when you were back then. What was one of the things you always imagined, okay, or made up and play with? I'll tell you, for me, I love, always have, always will love music. So a lot of times, you know, the simple one. I'll give you a simple one. Of course, I think we've all did this where we actually grabbed a brush or a comb,
forget about
and that brush or that comb became our
That's the mic.
microphone.
Yes.
Okay. Now, my mama used to have this like Hoover vac. Okay, you know the
Oh, y'all were
the old
fancy.
school. No, it wasn't fancy nothing. I'm talking about that old one with the big old Hoover on the front and the dirty bag that you had to
just the
change.
bag. Oh,
yeah,
okay, gotcha.
but it's got a handle on it, of course, right?
Wait, but y'all
So-
fancy because y'all had carpet.
Yeah,
Whoa.
we had. Well, most
was
of us
fancy.
had. It wasn't brand new. It was alright. It was kind of. It was nappy.
Was it
nappy carpet?
Was
but
it
yeah.
shag carpet?
Yeah, but yeah, it was almost
puke
that way.
Green shag.
Yeah, might have been that too. So no, but you know how the Hoover,
Yep.
the I say Hoover because that was the name brand that I was, but it used to have the the handle, but I was
Yep.
so we were short enough. So that would be our. We used to imagine that because we like to sing so much.
Yes,
That was
on
our
the stage.
stand up microphone.
Oh, yeah, forget about it.
You know what I mean? And on
when you-
top of that, because Prince was out at the time, we loved Prince. Okay, and my mom had bought me and my brother these Dallas Cowboy robes. Okay, and so. The robe now became, because Prince had the 1999 video. Okay, the Dallas Cowboy robe became his purple robe
Yes.
that he wore in that video. Okay,
Yes, sir.
go to the kitchen. Okay, grab the broom. The broom is now the guitar. Okay, we going all the way in now. We ain't gonna just
This
play
is
with.
a band.
Yeah, hey, we going all the way in. Okay, and we do all that. We put all that stuff together, me and my brother, and we being live in concert. And that was our thing. We stand
Wow.
at nothing but the damn wall.
Wow.
But we using our imagination.
It's
we was
going
live
down.
in concert. It's going down. I
So
swear.
you see where Ray J gets his imagination from,
Yeah.
right? They take going from a brush to a comb to a
Yes.
full live band with everything
the
you got
full
going on.
band, the
now.
robe, the microphones, the whole nine.
Yes,
The only thing that was
nobody
missing was
recorded
a
this.
crowd and the speakers. That was it. No, nobody
But
recorded.
y'all were ready.
We were, yeah. I used to make up songs out of just silly stuff. It's just, I'm serious. I remember one time my mom came in and told all her friends too. I remember it now. Now it's embarrassing, but it wasn't so embarrassing
Oh
at the
my
time.
gosh, yes.
But when I remember going down the street and find out what the speed limit, what it meant. I didn't know it. The signs would always be up. But when we went home and we made a song out of the speed limit. And this is before Michael Jackson even
love
thought
it.
about speed
Right.
limit, okay? I was the original maker
Right.
of the speed.
To, to be fair, Sammy Hagar also made a song about speed limit.
Was that before I was
Facts.
born?
I
'Cause
can't
if
drive
not,
55.
Sammy Hagar
Right,
was
and
biting
you
off
still
of
the
me.
first, and
He
you
was
still the
biting off
first.
of me. I was the first. He must have heard me in my room.
That's what it
going
was.
off and got the idea.
I think we need to contact an attorney.
Okay,
It's
yeah,
official.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. All right, Ronnie. What about you? What was one of the crazy things you imagined?
No.
And it don't have to be in the house. It could be outside.
Yeah, I was just about to say I had a lot of toys.
Okay.
And so a lot of my playtime was with my Cabbage Patch dolls, my Barbie dolls, and I had the fancy Corvettes for my Barbies. And so it was going down in the house. I didn't really have to, although when I got a little older, I found myself, kind of growing out of the doll stages, and I would love to draw.
Okay.
Not freehand, I'm not that good, but tracing things. So I would trace cups, or my mom had those big fruit bowls that she would keep at the center of the table. I would trace the fruit bowls. I would go into the cabinets and find what I could find there. And then I'd trace and make these beautiful designs and color it in. And that was my thing. Drawing and coloring.
Drawing, get into it.
Yeah.
But what was like outside of that, like imaginative, like you had them turn something into something else. Like I said, I had to turn my microphone, my vacuum into a microphone, my robe into Prince's robe.
I mean, I did the microphones, especially
Right.
my mom would get me too. I would turn the doggone mic, and it had to be fancy. So I would take the aluminum and I would cover the brush. And I had a neighbor. Oh my God, you just made me think back. I had a neighbor on a 4th floor in Astoria, Miss dang it, what was her name? Anyway, she loved to write music, so I guess she must have known I had a passion for singing. So she wrote these songs, and me and my best friend would go over there, and we would perform without brushes,
With your brushes.
without combs, and we would say, "Oh, I remember that song.
Live
I
in
love
concert.
you, Mama, 'cause you're so sweet. Oh my gosh, you made me go back. You truly mean the word to me. Oh my God, you had me go back,
Hey, there it
Redboi.
And everybody, all of us in concert on our way to the Grammys.
Oh yeah, that was a big
You know
deal.
what I mean? I know Kanye mentioned one of his songs, but it was true that for most fans, we'd always take pictures like we thought we was taking our Grammy award-winning or album cover
Yes.
picture. You know?
Yes. Now, did your family have you perform and dance
Oh,
at
man.
all the
Mama
family
and them,
functions?
that's mama and them for you. They always did it, especially
You get a lot of money
the
though.
Michael Jackson. I didn't get paid.
You didn't get paid.
Nope. It was like, hey, they over the if mom and them family or grand, my grandmother's family's people over there, they playing cards, dominoes, every now and again. Raymond and Gregory, come in and do that Michael Jackson real quick.
Listen,
you know,
we
had
got dollars.
We had the wet curls to match. You know what I mean? Speaking of the imagination, I speak of my grandmother. You know, she was an usher at church, so I couldn't afford the expensive Michael Jackson stuff. You know, the sparkling gloves and the socks. So I stole. Me and Greg jacked her white gloves, and we put one on a piece, and we was that dingy glove. After a while, we wore it so much. That was Michael Jackson. We used our imagination. I'm telling you, we made it happen. And then when you spoke earlier about the microphone, you know, I remember one time our you know, the little old school boom boxes or whatever, the antenna had broke off.
Yes.
So we used. I don't know if you remember like watching Bob Barker on Price is Right. He had a microphone, was wireless, but it had a long,
long thin neck,
long thin neck, and it had the little antenna at the bottom.
Yes.
because he
So
didn't want to
we would-
move his arm.
Right,
That was
exactly.
the thing.
So
Oh,
we
that
took
was
the
the reason.
antenna and attached it to the bottom of a flashlight to make it look like a real microphone, and we was rolling. I'm telling you, boy,
Love it.
that's how you do it.
I love it.
That's how you do it.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. More people need to explore their imagination nowadays.
Yeah.
Seriously.
I think a lot of these kids do. Like I said, I know mine. Like I said, when he doing his little live stuff, it's actually pretty funny. So yeah,
I think I would find it less disconcerting if it wasn't called Alive.
alive.
Yeah,
well, in
I
his
think
head, it's
that's
like I'm
the
gonna go
thing.
do it, and he'll the funny thing about it, he'll actually plan it. He'll say we'll be sitting down and talk. It could be a Wednesday. Hey, Daddy, on Friday I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm gonna do a live. My live is scheduled for Friday. I'm like, oh, okay, dude.
has his
You know, and
shit
he'll pick
together.
out his days, and sure enough, he come home and he'll remember. Oh, I gotta go do my live. And he'll go grab all his toys, and wherever he's sitting,
Ray J.
he'll do his live.
You
That's,
gotta
use his
show us
imagination.
this moment, man.
I love
See if
it.
he doesn't mind sharing this moment.
I never bother him when he do it. I just let him go in there and handle his business and do everything. I'm telling you, it's something else. It's something else. So if you go ahead, Dig, I'm sorry.
So I got one. I cannot tell you how many sword fights I have been in with brooms and
yep.
sticks.
Yep.
And I think aluminum siding one time. That went very poorly.
Yep. I'm
about
telling you,
the,
especially after Star Wars. I mean, you had to have sword fights all the
The
time.
walkie-talkies.
All the walkies.
Go.
Well, those are easy because they're toys. See, I'm talking about stuff that's
without the
not.
toys,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm talking imagining turning something into something that is not. You know what I mean?
We did one time at a friend's house. We took like basketballs and hula hoops and stuff, and made like we're gonna do a circus. And we tried
Wow.
to teach his dog to like
How do you
jump through a hula hoop.
Now, I tell you one thing I did do. I remember doing this one winter when I moved back up to Delaware. It was snowed for about maybe a week straight. So there had to be, it felt like 10 feet of snow, what it felt like. But we were able to take the snow and really make forts. And
Yeah,
we would
see?
have the illest snowball fights.
Yeah.
Kids and everything. I have no mercy.
Yeah. See, I love those forts. Everybody made, especially like that with the snow. And then, of course, when you're on the inside, we had blankets. We used to grab some chairs and connect
Yes,
all the
with the
corners of the
sheets.
blankets and everything,
Yeah.
you know. I used to love wrestling, too.
Yeah.
So we would make our little own ring. We grabbed, I'm serious, we would go and get some rubber bands. And this is no lie. We would tie a whole bunch of rubber bands together until they fit into a big old square around the room. So that was the
gosh.
ropes to our ring, okay?
Get outta
I would
here.
grab some of my socks, tie them around my elbows and my knees. So these are my elbow pads and my knee pads. And we sit there and play wrestle with each other. Seriously. We come out to the music, turn the box on, we'll come out to the music or whatever. I'm telling you, man, being a kid, I love it. Gotta use
I
your
do miss those
imagination.
days.
You know?
Back
And I'm
in
looking
the
down at my
days.
face. Let me see what we got out here. The sword fighting with the gift wrapping pipes. Yep, we definitely did that.
Oh my gosh.
My girl Ryder said we use a curling iron because it had a cord. So that was their
Yeah.
microphone. I see that. And let me see. That's Selena saying, way to go, Wildflower. Curling iron was perfect. Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm telling you, man, it's so much stuff out there. We just had to grab whatever we had in the house and make it happen. So, all right. If y'all got some things that y'all want to put on Facebook about your imagination, of course, the topic is Imagine That. We're talking about what did you do as a kid while using your imagination, something around the house that you turned it like a comb, turned into a microphone, a broom, turned into a guitar, whatever it was, y'all let us know on Facebook, okay? We'll take a break real quick and then we'll get back to it. All right. So now I've showed some birthday love already to LL and Aaliyah. I'm gonna show some love real quick to all these fraternities. I mean, this week it was a whole lot of Founders Days and so forth, right? I know most of them was for the sorors or whatever, but when I think of sororities, of course, there's one song classic that always hits my head, and that's Chubb Rock, just the two of us. All right, y'all keep it locked, y'all. It's Classic Bob and R&B. It's the Redboi Radio Show.
Yeah.
Chubb Rock coming back. Word out, word out. Kick this out to my man Rob Swinger, Hot Dog, Dinky, Manager Butt, Ev Lover, you know what I'm saying? Dr. No. Here we go. It's the hitman, yes, the hitman, yo, you know it. The thirst quencher, the man on the sequencer. He was here to kick a 16 bar. He's not a rap star, not saying that I am, but on the jam. I'm gonna kick a little, not a Dr. Seuss riddle. No cats in hats, box in some socks. But to the DJ jocks, check your clocks. Half past what? Time to bust nut. Not a pistachio, he uses a Casio keyboard and a Tascam board. The cook in the B50, get nifty, born with the gift. Time to get tipped. Not with the manufacturing of a split, he never wrote one. Never sold none. The beats give me the high that brought fame to us. And how we gonna kick it, huh? Just the three of us. Come on, Chubb has been dope since he came out the shaft of his pops wood. Yes, I'm. Yo, he shot it and he plopped it in the uterus, and they knew this about me was gonna be a dope MC. When I get on the mic, my windpipe strikes and ignites a lyric. When you hear it, you fear it in light. Chubb is not a man that gets soup like Campbell. I'm the man with the plan of my jam cells. Like a whore in the store, hardcore and more. On the tour, making money you never saw. I don't like dreaming, never ever beam, and never involved with girls like scheming or skiing or toboggan sledding, cause I'm shredding. Any thoughts of a wedding to Helen Keller, listen to the rules, and me and Hitman Howie T is on a lot coolin'. She went buck wild, scream, yell, hollin'. I told her I love her and then she did a solid. Did it real good like a nice girl should. Buff polish waxed up the hood. Yo, Hitman Howie T, you should have seen her on me. She got all Vanessa Del Rio on me. But after she sucked, cause I had nothing left on the Martin Butler tip, yes, half set. But yo, cousin Howie T and me, our love is all about making a dope LP that will crush and sell and bum rush. Don't hush, how we gonna do it, huh? Just the two of us. Word up, Chubb Rock came back hard. Yo, peace to my home Dominicans, man, you know what I'm saying? My mom, sis, Crystal, him and I would take my boy Robbie D. You know what I'm saying? Out.
Yo, what's good, everyone? It's Miles back for the show Blackish, and you're watching Redboi Raydio.
All right, family. What up? What up? What up? We are back. I am your man, Redboi.
It's your girl, Ronnie.
Yes, indeed. Before we took that break, family, we were inside the I'm So Old School with it topic of the day. We were talking about Imagine That, and I was letting you know what it took to use my imagination or use your imagination when we were kids. Of course, I got a few of them. Everybody's pretty much the same. We're talking about this microphone, of course, and we're singing and so forth, all that good stuff. So I get all that. I got one more for you that I did, okay? And I thought about this too because for some odd reason, when I was younger, I love to just watch my mom or or whomever my dad drive. I was obsessed with driving. It was an obsession of even when I grew up. I always wanted to drive. You know what I mean? And somehow, whatever the car looked like, how I just always got turned on by a particular car, the style or whatever. So one time, me and my brother, we got so obsessed with driving that we actually, out of complete paper, we actually cut out a steering wheel or whatever. Okay, and we take like 3 pieces of paper together. So that was your dashboard, okay? Separate piece of paper that we cut out in a circle to make it our steering wheel, and we actually created the actual design of whatever steering wheel we're talking about. This particular one was a Cadillac.
Wow.
Okay, because my mom always drove Cadillacs. So we made one of those, and I also made one out of, get this, Ziggy, I also made one out of Kit from Knight Rider. Because I used to love that car.
Classic.
I'd always told myself when I grew up,
good.
I'm going to drive a car just like that. And of course, people used to always tell me, them cars are going to be made when you grow up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I was in love with that. So we actually put it together on paper.
I'm proud of you.
And that's all we did.
You
and
got
I would sit there
15 cool points with me right now.
Hey, I did the best I could, man. I did some. And there's so much more out there, but I just love just using my imagination. It made being a kid so much fun. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I remember. I was sitting here thinking about some other things I used my imagination for. I was in a dance. Let's see. I think I had 3 dance groups. But I think I was about maybe 9 or 10 when we had our first dance group, and it was a talent show that they were doing in my neighborhood. And so we did. Oh, the song was to SWV, and it wasn't a popular one, but we rocked it, man. It was about 5 of my homegirls.
Really?
Killed it. Came up with the whole choreography and everything. Y'all remember that? We were called the Annihilators back then.
The Annihilators?
The Annihilators.
Wow.
Yeah. We were fancy. We had our vocabulary up here like bam.
I think a little bit of everybody had either your dance group or you had a singing group. We knew we all was going to make it somehow. We was going to make it to the award show, but we never made it. But we tried our hearts out. We really did. So, no, I see a lot of y'all online. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Thanks for the love for the shirt. Nick, I see you. I appreciate that. I see my girl Stacy's in the building. She want to give some love to, is that Zeta Phi?
Yeah.
Zeta Phi Beta. Okay, I see you. All right. So happy Founders Day to everybody who had a day this week. I don't remember all of them because I don't know. I know my mama was happy because she's a Delta. So I know they got down this week. And I think the AKAs was also early. So
AKAs, yes.
Yeah.
Shout
so
out.
cool. Shout out to all y'all.
Yeah.
Also known as
Ziggy. Yeah. So we're gonna bring Ziggy over. We're gonna convert him sooner or later, y'all. Sooner or later, Ziggy's gonna know everything what it is about the culture. We gonna bring him over.
He's ready too. I think he's ready.
Yeah, he is. So no, but definitely, yeah. So
I have been to the cookout.
Oh,
Ziggy, you are definitely invited to the cookout. We know that. We know that. Yeah, Ziggy's definitely, and it's not, and he doesn't get a to-go plate. He actually can sit around.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. It is.
You practically family when you get invited to the cookout.
I know. I felt honored. I felt honored.
Whoa. I'm hanging with you, Zig. Zig, let me know when you get there, because I haven't even gotten the invite. Let me know.
Oh man, so once again, y'all definitely appreciate y'all tuning in today. Like I said, we got much more show left. If you're here now, I definitely want you to be here for the second hour because once we get into the red zone topic, I know it's going to get a little bit deep. I'm just going to give you my thoughts, and I want to see your thoughts as well. I know for some of y'all, while you're watching, some of you may be watching on your phone, some may be watching on your computer, of course, but for those who are watching on your phone, I know it may be difficult to hurry up and type your message in real fast, but definitely be ready for that. Prepare yourself for that, because I want to hear your thoughts. I've gotten a lot of thoughts from other folks around the globe that I follow on Facebook, or they follow me. Some were good conversations, some got a little bit rough, but I gave them respect. I thought they deserved and kind of backed off just a little bit, but I have my say. They had their say. But I think it's an important conversation that we all need to have.
For sure.
I know how I feel about it, but I always tell everybody you have a right to feel how you want to feel about it. But we'll definitely get into it in the second hour.
You got me eager to.
I can't wait. I want to talk about it. So for those of you who don't know, of course, the second hour, we get into the red zone topic of the day. The red zone topic is step in the name of love. You should already know where I'm going with it, because I definitely want to.
But you always do a twist.
No, this is not a twist.
Okay.
Well, there's a twist to the meaning of it, but we're gonna talk. Everybody knows what I'm talking about,
right?
But there is a different meaning to what
topic
actual
hits.
step
Okay.
in their
Come on.
means too. So, but it is basically the conversation. So I look forward to having that conversation with y'all. We'll kick that off in the second hour.
It's
Cool.
about the Clemson White House dinner, right?
Oh my God, Ziggy, I'm so glad you brought that up because I was going to talk about it at the top of the hour. I still don't understand that. And I've gotten to arguments over people on Facebook about that too as well. I mean, I just don't understand. If I'm doing something, I'm this person, I win the championship, and I done caught a flight. I done put on one of my best suits, got dressed up, go to the White House, get through Secret Service, all this other good stuff, and open the door only for you to feed me a Big Mac, Filet-O-Fish, quarter pounder French fries, icy Coke, thick shake, sundae, and apple pies. That's the old school McDonald's sauce for those of you who don't know it, okay? No, but for real though, why I feed these dudes burgers? I couldn't believe that.
French fries out of a cup. Did you guys see that?
Yeah, exactly. And the McDonald's fries, Ziggy, they got 10 minutes tops. Ooh. If you don't eat them in 10 minutes, it's over with.
They're no
and
good.
don't even stick them in the microwave either.
No, it's not.
Because it makes it worse.
It does.
10 minutes tops, you got to put your mouth around them fries. If not, it is over with. And they sat there. And he didn't even take the burgers out of the box.
What was up with that?
And they put them on a silver platter.
Did they eat it?
And the biggest thing about me that drove me crazy
What?
was the fact that they lit them damn candles. We have burgers by candlelight. I wish I would.
Did they request it? Maybe that was a request from
and a lot of people made
folks.
an argument because people tried to say they did request it, but when the real story came out, it wasn't requested. Trump paid out of his own money and said due to the government shutdown, that's what they had. But right down the street, my brother, he got a fancy hotel with a restaurant inside. He could have had them cater it, and guess what? If he'd have had them cater it, he could have wrote it off. I mean, seriously. So there's so many options out there, but to feed them dudes burgers.
This is the thing that I like that people have been saying that I've really glommed onto.
Yeah,
that's like getting. It's like Homer getting Marge a bowling ball for her birthday.
Exactly.
No, this is the dinner that you wanted.
Right, exactly. You buy me what you want. Exactly. It's like me buying
You think he eats that?
Who?
We know he
McDonald's.
does.
He does. He eats
He
it all the
does.
time.
That's his thing.
Yeah,
Okay.
we know because
Yeah.
like every reporter who's been around him is
They
like,
say he
yeah,
loves
no.
it. Yeah.
He drinks. It's reported that he drinks 12 Diet Cokes a day.
A day.
Wow.
All that sugar. Yeah. But to give it to them cats, I'm sorry. And I got into it on Facebook with a couple folks, a couple of my Marine Corps friends talking about, hey, this now, hey, Ray, he's a president, this now. Look here, man. Look, I'm out of the military. I don't care. I don't love that dude. I really, really don't. And I just thought that was a disgrace. And people say we're making a big deal out of it, but I got to make a big deal out of it because it makes no sense that you get. It's the White House, man.
You know what I'm more upset about? Honestly, I'm going to totally switch it up. I am more upset about how this government shutdown is affecting government employees.
There we go. It is.
You know what I'm saying?
And I know
they can't feed their families.
Pay their house.
How in the world will they be able to get a pass on their rent?
Well,
and
they are
mortgage?
supposed. Well, some of them may get some, and some of them are going to get back paid. But for those who are getting back paid, of course, if a creditor or whatnot won't give you that leeway, they're going to charge you additional fees. So you'll get your back pay to pay the bill itself, but now you got to catch it with all these other fees and too. So yeah, it is. And I know we talked about our weeks.
Man,
they had a hell of a week. So
yes.
know that here at the Redboi Raydio Show, we're thinking about y'all, praying for y'all, and I hope this idiot, I'm saying it like it is, I hope this idiot just stops throwing these temper tantrums, act like a little baby, and let it ride. We don't want the damn wall. No one ever said we was gonna build the wall. And guess what? The wall. Let me say this. It sounds funny. I know we run out of time. I got to play this video, but the wall was supposed to be free, but now you got people working for free for a wall.
I don't understand.
That is never going to happen.
I think it's a lot deeper.
That makes sense.
I think that's one issue that that they're pushing. I think there's tons of other agendas involved with this shutdown for sure. Especially, I had to look this up because I'm saying to myself, how could one person have this much power, right? And I did some research and found that in Kentucky, there's a senator. He's a majority senator leader.
McConnell?
Mitch McConnell.
Yep.
Yeah. He can literally make a way for at least a discussion to be had over. At least there's two bills.
He's scared of them.
There's two bills that can be voted on and they can review it, which can reopen this government. But because he's afraid to go up
They scared
against
of him.
the president. But
They
I
scared
think
of
what
him.
it is more importantly, that senator, majority leader, he's up for election in 2020.
A lot of them are up
and
for
so
election
he
soon.
doesn't want to. But
Yeah.
he literally has the one vote. The one.
Well, no,
I shouldn't say the vote. He has the one.
He has a power to do
power.
So. He can, he
to
can
open this
he
sucker
can
up.
he can do the vote if he wanted to, and they can get things passed. And if
That's
they
what I
have the
don't
majority
understand.
of the vote, they don't even have to wait for him to veto nothing.
That's
But
what I don't get.
hey, that's what they wanted.
But instead, you have government employees suing the federal government, claiming that they are breaking the 13th Amendment.
Wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
Wow.
It's a shame.
It's a whole nother issue.
It is sad, but so if y'all out there suffering, man, trust me,
So
we are
sorry.
praying for y'all. We're with y'all, and just again, I hope if you're out there suffering that you didn't vote for him, and because if you did, I'm sorry to say, it's what you asked for. Let's put it
It's-
out there. We
it's
knew
deeper
exactly
too,
what we were
y'all.
getting into, or y'all knew exactly what y'all were getting into, because I
Yeah.
ain't vote for him. You knew what was
Yeah.
getting into when you grabbed him, but they thought he was a smart man. He knew how to do all these things. He was a great negotiator, a great deal maker, all these things. All he's proven to me
Sure.
so far, he's a big baby. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He was one of those kids that grew up with a silver spoon in their mouth, that never could be told no, because if he start crying, he get his way. You know what I mean? And that's exactly what he's doing. He thinks that crying now is going to get his way. He's 70-something years old, and he's never going to change. So when all these people talking about, oh, he's this, he's going to do this, he's going to do that, this man is never going to change. This stupidity. Again, it was
Yes.
supposed to be free.
I just don't
And he
get it.
still ain't told the American people, hey, look,
I don't get it.
I made a mistake. I asked them to pay for it. They told me no.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna need y'all to come up with the money. He can't even say that because he know the majority of people don't want that stuff. Because that was when they keep saying, oh, he broke a promise. He broke a campaign promise. Well, the campaign promise is already broke. Period.
Sure.
Whether he gets the money for the wall or not, it's already
Sure.
broken.
Sure.
Because they ain't paying for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. What is
Got it.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Okay. All right. Let me see how much time we got, Ziggy. All right, we're running. We're running. I don't want to. You know what? Zig, can we just go to the way back? Can you put that in order?
Wait,
And
wait,
move out
wait,
there.
Yeah,
wait.
give me just a second.
Yeah, I'll give you time to do that because I don't want to mess this up. So that way we can come back to that later because we kind of ran out of time. But no, I'm just saying. I just hope he gets his stuff together. It really does.
Or that
And-
we get
and-
our stuff together and
Yeah.
make sure we're voting more responsibly.
Yeah.
Even at the local level, the city level, research what your people are all about because
Mm-hmm.
they can say one thing to get your vote and then go into the House, right? Or go into Congress and they have their own agenda.
Like a lot of the people that are
Oh, yeah.
that are starting their candidacy for the 2020 election.
Yeah.
That's right.
Like they're saying one thing, but when you look at their voting record,
Right,
that's it.
exactly.
Said.
Yeah.
That's when I say
Their
do your
voting record
research on
says
them.
otherwise, and
Look
that
at
is
the
the
voting
thing. I
record.
think a lot of folks now just saying what they think needs to be said to get your vote or whatever.
Yes.
It's very important to do something because I my biggest thing now is once it's all said and done, you know, because I try to go home sometimes. And I try not to even look at the news, but it's hard because it's like
Yeah.
hell. Like we talked about, it's like a soap opera. Really, it is, and I don't want to miss the finale.
Yeah. And plus
So
it's
every now
good
and
to
again,
be
I
in the
try to
loop.
catch it because I be
you have
waiting.
to.
This is the day they gonna bust it. Oh, this is the day they're gonna get one of them because I don't want to miss it. It just gets crazy and crazy. And
Oh my God, Reagan's back from the dead.
It's something, you know, and it bothers my mind that all these people they try to defend him left and right. I mean, because like I said, I had an argument with somebody about this whole situation. It kind of got heated,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, "Look, man," because he was telling me, "Hey, Ray, if you were still in right now, oh, you'd love him because I have no money problems right now." And I'm like, first of all, dude, when I was in, I don't know what you did with your money, but I never had money problems when I was in the military, right? And then I said, secondly, when you said I would be happy, it don't even if it was money, no amount of money can make me be proud or happy to be led by a racist. Straight up. And of course he returned with, well, if he's a racist, now key word,
Oh, Lord.
if he's a racist, so is Al Sharpton. So now why we got to go there? And it's a back and
Wait.
forth. So I said, look, my brother,
Wait.
he's a racist. You can spend it however you want to. Yeah, so is Al Sharpton. I said, you can spend it how you want to spend it.
Wait, but
You
did
know?
he back it up with data?
No, they never
Oh.
do. But then he came back. He got a little bit more gullible, got more strong because he was on Facebook. He was one of them, them. I forgot, social media stunners. He think, or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Social media thugs,
Yeah,
we
yeah.
call 'em.
Thumb thug. I want to call them thumb thugs. He came back and now, so I'm imagining we're in front of it. He said, "Hey, well, look, you can say what you want about me, fella." Ooh. Skirt. And I look, and I had to pause for a minute. I asked Selena, I say, he just called me fella?
Wait, should I be offended? By
Right,
this?
right. I was, you know what I mean? Because no, when you call somebody fella, I mean, you got to be older than me, taller than me, or whatever. And you call me little fella. I've been called little fella before, but since I've been grown, I ain't been called fella. So that was the grade to me. You know what I mean? So I told him, I said, hey, be tough on Facebook, but watch your mouth.
Let me tell
know?
you something,
Right.
buckaroo.
You know what I mean? So, but I let it ride.
Social media fight.
Yeah, I let it ride. It's all good. I wasn't
Hilarious.
tripping. It was what it was. So, all right. But anyway, fam, we're gonna get away from that. We got too far off. But of course, like I said, at the top of the second hour, fam, we're gonna get into the red zone topic of the day, which is step in the name of love. Y'all get y'all thumbs
Come on, y'all.
ready to respond. Say what you got to say, because I definitely want to have a conversation with that about that. Okay. But before we get there, it is time for your way back track.
Way
Okay.
back.
Now I chose this way back track because when we were talking earlier about just my imagination.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, we're in the house and we're playing and whatnot, and I had this memory of just being around my mom's house. She would always play certain songs on the weekends while she's cleaning up.
Yeah.
Okay, many of songs, but one of these groups that she used to play all the time stood out more than all the rest of them
Hit it.
because she used to always put them on repeat. Okay,
Yes, yes.
and that was Midnight Star.
Oh.
There was Atlantic, and then there
It
was
was
Midnight.
Midnight.
But Midnight, my mom would have on repeat. And one of
Wow.
my favorite songs
Hit it.
was Midas Touch.
Hit it.
All right, y'all keep
Got
it locked,
the
y'all. It's Classic
Midas
About R&B. I'm your man, Redboi.
I'm your girl, Ronnie.
It's the Redboi Radio Show. Let's go.
We're going way back on this one. You ready? Let's take them back.
Extra, extra, read all about it. I'm talking front page story all over the world. It shook up men, women, boys, and girls. The headlines read, if you want to be rich, then you better make sure that you got your shit. Oh, come on. Hit it.
in to the Redboi Radio. Tuned in to the Redboi Radio. Tuned in to the
Nothing but classic hip hop and R&B jams. It's the Redboi Radio Show.
Hey, what's happening, family? Welcome back to the award-winning Redboi Radio Show, streaming live right now on PodCityPodcastNet.com, on Facebook Live, and of course, we're coming to you from the On Air Media Studios here in Dallas, Texas. I am your man, Redboi.
I'm your girl, Ronnie.
Yes, indeed, family. We're getting off the top of the hour. We're about to go down. About to have some deep conversation. I hope it doesn't get too bad. What's up, Ziggy?
I know I never do this, but can I make a real quick shout out today on your
absolutely.
show?
Go for it, sir.
Shout out to all the sick TSA employees out there.
Yes. Shout out to y'all.
For real. Now, I got a TSA story real quick.
Yeah,
My son just came back from New York City. He went there to spend some time with his family. And he was able to bring on some new cologne that he purchased, new lotions, new hair products. He brought back a big old pack of seasonings.
In a carry-on bag?
In a carry-on bag.
Wow. So that cool, but at the same time kind of make you nervous. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because he's one person who's legit.
So I think it was Monday, they announced that someone got through TSA on a flight to Japan with a handgun.
Oh, wow.
And that's the thing. The guy did it accidentally because he realized he had a handgun, went to the flight crew and said, hey.
And he turned it in?
He turned it in. He was like, I did not realize I had this. It should not have got through security. Like, I'm self-reporting this to you. Please don't arrest me.
Wow. See, that makes you nervous though, because they're not.
It made me nervous.
Yeah, they gotta open this thing back up. I tell you. All right, so family, once again, thank y'all for joining us tonight. We're getting to the top of the second hour. We're getting ready to get into the red zone topic of the day, which is going to be Step in the Name of Love. I'm going to give a quick shout out. So I got a lot of people online, of course, and some of you my regulars, and I appreciate the love. I got a brand new listener for the first time tonight. It's my man Cleo Jones is in the building.
Hey, Cleo.
Y'all give a shout out to Cleo real quick. It's his first time watching. He's one of my vendors that I work with at my job. Real cool brother, man. So appreciate you tuning in, Cleo.
Thanks
I know
for
you may
tuning
not stay
in,
the
man.
whole time, but I definitely appreciate the love and support. So y'all say what's up to my man Cleo. Cool?
Hey, Cleo.
What's up?
All right, so let's do this. We'll get into one more video, and this is from another birthday boy. And this guy right here has to be probably one of my favorite entertainers. Not my favorite. My favorite is Dougie Fresh. I'll give you that. That's my favorite entertainer of all time.
Michael.
No, Mike's cool. Cool, but Dougie Fresh. If you ever been to a Dougie Fresh show.
Are you kidding me?
I'm not
from
playing.
Dougie
I'm
Fresh
not.
world.
Dougie is like the man.
Are you kidding me?
So-
I met Dougie Fresh. Actually, his niece or cousin, something like that, ran track on the same team. So I
Really?
met him. He DJ'd one of her parties.
Wow.
Yes.
Yeah.
What?
I went to his show here in Dallas. It was years ago. It was him. It was Salt and Pepper's Big Daddy Kane.
Oh.
And it was my first time actually seeing him perform. You know, and I've seen him on stage and on TV.
Yeah.
But to see the man in person and see what it takes for him to actually get the crowd going, it's absolutely amazing. So that's Dougie. But birthday boy wise, his sidekick, Mr. Slick Rick. And one of my favorite songs when I was growing up, because I always told myself when I grew up, and if I got a family, I want to have a boy. God bless me with my boy. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. But one of Slick Rick's songs was called It's a Boy, and it was a dedication to his son. Yes, indeed. So, y'all, we get into the Slick Rick. When we come back, y'all get ready for the red zone topic.
Yes.
Step in the Name of Love. It's classic pop and R&B. It's a Redboi Radio Show. Let's go.
Me at last, the Rickster. Def Jams where I be, I most agree it's kinda amazing. Folks are born from where we be at, though I definitely feel it. Baby, no way, chills, clever, mean it, bean. Got to be careful, commercial, ever seen it? More than a few I rope. Someone asked about cheating, do I know? Not a dope. Love the mother, also loves me too, I hope. So I dig her a lot and all those shorty honey breaking. Bigger, how you figure? Being a big rap money making, mean I'm cute as a button. Tell about the time we picked for cotton, so it ain't forgotten. Hope I don't spoil it, nigga rotten. Also, don't discriminate white, it be quite bright, Torty might. If naughty like ex Heavenly Father, help me raise my shorty right, so when I come home with the coil, I say yo shorty, run to Royal. Seeing as I'm loyal and living on soil, it's best when has someone to spoil. So any toy he wants he gets. Yo, kids ain't worth it, it's a toy. Say they destroy your noise. Throw me in the mobs in middle of fits of joy, and it's a boy. And it's a boy, y'all. Pictured friends, milk and cookies when you're done with the boys' game. Toy plane, Ricky Jr. being one of Joy's name. And furthermore, teach birds and bees. So won't be a nerd and burst herd. Second and thirds, and that better be the first words. Just kidding. So to be a one-man girl, spend a lot to be raring. Best of care, best of money can buy is what we wear. With these weapons around, protected. Just say in a cage I kept. So age of kindergarten, probably be another major step. Long but holy star hard. He'll be floating in to sewing. You know, and throwing a fancy home for him to grow. It's kinda pleasing a race. So baby sit, no thank you, he's in. Sneezing. And what do I do when he cry for no reason? Though any toy he want he get. Yo, kids ain't worth it, it's a toy, say they destroy your noise. Don't mean no mom's in the middle of fits of joy, and it's a boy, yo. It's a boy, yo. Baby mom underwing. The whip dress up, could string line of cuties. Though cling, don't wanna mess up a good thing, you know how it is. When guys are pay girls seem to hog, a scheme a dog, a scheme for more. Going into Labor Day, 18 or August. It's that time telling friends, congratulates yelling. Gotta be 6 weeks premature. But thanks to God he's doing well and giving credit where it is due. While rap's achieving, let it. As for bills, forget it. Cause the way I rap, don't even sweat it. My own, well, me and my hun's son, don't fuss. Agreed, hold on, I still kinda wish I could have been there when he was born at 301. Why gonna be gone? Please know we're wrong and all. The son's about, and since I didn't, this being the first, you know I had to write a rap about the incident. And the roses for the squeeze, I would have sent a few, no women with the kinnin'. Wish us luck world as we enter a new beginning. And like I said, any toy, I'm trying to tell you, it's a toy that they destroy and annoy. Though me and the moms in the middle of fits of joy, and it's a boy. It's a boy.
All right, family, welcome back to the Redboi Radio Show. I am your man, Redboi.
It's your girl, Ronnie.
It's classic bop and R&B. And family, right about now, it's time to get into the red zone topic of the day, which is Step in the Name of Love. Now, I know a lot of times when I do these red zone topics, of course, I kind of like try to mix it up a little bit and kind of trick in a little something. But this one is pretty blatant, I think. Okay. You know what I mean? There's no other way around it.
All right.
Y'all already know we want to talk about Mr. Robert Sylvester Kelly.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it, right? Okay, so now, I know a lot of you out there, of course, still on my Facebook page. I appreciate it. Feel free to share this post and have other folks enjoy this conversation if they would like. I know a lot of people are probably worn out by it so far, but hell, hey, I ain't been on the air, so I'm gonna take my time and I'm gonna talk about it. Okay. Yes. So here's the deal.
Real quick before we get into it,
yes,
I just want to kind of lighten up the mood just real quick.
Okay.
So I just want to show you this. It's like my favorite meme of all time.
Uh-oh.
Really?
It's the remix to it.
Mama
oh
said
my
we ain't
gosh.
stopping because we got food in the
Boy. Leave the
zig. Like the last time that I'm ever going to be able to show that. So.
Oh, I know, huh? You got to get rid of it. All right, so here we go, y'all. Let's talk about it. So hopefully by now, most of y'all out there have actually saw the Surviving R. Kelly docu-series. Have you seen it yet, Ryan?
I could only watch 3 episodes. So I'll watch episode 1, 2, and 4.
So 1, 2, and 4. So you've actually skipped the 3 because 3 gets kind of deep as well. So
I couldn't handle it.
Couldn't handle it.
That hit really close to home for me.
Okay.
It really did, and we're gonna go into it, but yeah, this whole thing hit me.
Gotcha.
On multiple levels.
Yeah, I can tell you right now, it hit me very, very hard. I was very upset, just like most people were.
Yeah.
And the reason why I want to bring this up and have a conversation because I see a lot of folks on social media and so forth, and they're they are actually kind of in between, I guess, if you will. But you got folks that are upset with him, of course, by how he's treating these ladies. But then you got others who are actually upset because people are deciding to mute his music on particular radio or music outlets. Okay. Now, me personally, I don't find a problem with anybody muting his music because we all have these electronic devices now. They're called smartphones.
Yes, sir.
So if you want to download his music and still listen to it in your own private time, go for it. You shouldn't have to wait on a radio station to play your favorite songs. But I know that here in Dallas, we had 105 and 105.7 and 104.5. Both decided, they're both sister stations of one another, decided they're no longer going to play him. And immediately I saw a lot of folks getting on their Instagram page complaining and saying they will no longer listen to that station because they decided to mute R. Kelly, which I thought was very kind of over the top for me because, again, you can download the music and have it anywhere you want to. You shouldn't have to wait on the radio station anymore to play your favorite song. Most of the time now, I believe you listen to a radio station just like you listen to this podcast per se, because you like the people. The music is, you've heard it before. You can go to YouTube. You can watch it anytime you want to, but you like the people that you're talking to. So I thought that was kind of funny. But at the same time, it dawned on me, a lot of the people that were leaving or said they no longer wanted to listen to it, majority of it was, which kind of made me feel weird, was females. It was grown women. And it kind of made me think about that. What state of mind are you in at this time where it would actually hurt your feelings or bother you so much that you would leave a radio station and not want to listen to them anymore only because they decided to mute someone who they think at this particular time in our lives is proper to do so based on watching that series. Now, of course, when we were younger, I get it. We watched this cat grow up. We got a full catalog of R. Kelly music that we can listen to. And it's good music, don't get me wrong. But after watching that series, it completely changed my mind. Okay, especially after hearing those girl stories.
Yeah, I'm telling you, it was shocking for me to hear the different angles folks were coming from. I get your point of view, getting upset as to mute or not mute, but then I also heard a lot of folks really attacking the victims, saying that they were paid actors and actresses, and attacking the parents, and it was just a lot of attacking to me. Not all on where it should be. You know what I'm saying? Like the one who caused the pain, the one who caused the division in families, the one who caused the manipulation of all these young girls. I was shocked not to see more anger against him.
They always want to do, and I think we're kind of in a sense, we're kind of trained in a sense to do this victim shaming thing, which I think is sad. It's the way the society is going right now, and we will blame the victim in a heartbeat by the way they dress, by the way they carry themselves, and so forth, which I think is very, very sad.
For sure.
Because a lot of these girls, which we know now by watching that series, a lot of them were just teenagers.
That's it.
One of the youngest he met when she was 12 years old.
What about actually, there was one that was even younger than that. She was 11 when they met. And so it makes you wonder, right?
Right, and that's his supposed to be his MO, to go after these girls, groom them the way he wants to groom them, and then of course y'all have heard the story. He got them all in the houses. I won't say they locked up because a lot of them got out. So I don't think he was actually keeping them to where they couldn't leave. I'm quite sure he tried to manipulate them to stay, of course, but they could leave. But I just wanted to talk about this because again, I looked at online and. Again, I was saying it was most of females that said they were upset with the radio station for taking his music off. And it was some guys too as well. And I got to go back because a lot of folks, the guys were pretty much making this argument too about y'all full of this, y'all full of that. Y'all been knowing this been going on for I don't know how many years. And all of a sudden you want to be mad because this is what they told me, because the TV told you to be mad. And that made me more upset at them because it wasn't the TV that told me to be mad at R. Kelly.
Of course not.
It was the girls who had the power to tell their story. Now they used a vehicle, which is television, to tell that story, but they still told their story nonetheless. The TV didn't tell me, hey, you need to hate R. Kelly right now.
Oh my God.
They told me those stories.
Furthermore, I believe that the shows were designed so well to the point where you can make your own choice. You can choose to go to Spotify, or I even think that Pandora now is involved, where you can go in and mute the music on your own. So that is your choice. I mean, that's what I took away from the docuseries so far, is that you now have information at your disposal Do with it as you choose.
Yeah.
For me, I honestly, the man's music has taken me through a lot of years. A lot of ups, a lot of downs, a lot of moments where I'm thinking I'm in love. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But because this topic hits so close to me, and this is another thing, I truly do believe that if you were not a victim of a sexual violation, whether it be molestation, whether it be statutory rape, whether it be date rape, whether it be whatever type of sexual abuse, if you are not a victim, you will never understand the story from that lens. So it is very easy for you to blame the victim. Oh, why didn't they do this? Or why didn't they do that? Or why did they do this? Why did the parents say and do that? You have no idea. All you know is that you love R. Kelly. And it's hard for you to associate this man and the music that have taken you through all the trials and tribulations and the highs and lows of your life. You forget that, you know, you hold on to that, those special moments to you. It's just like how we felt about Cosby.
Yeah.
I mean, Cosby was a huge monarch in our upbringing. Are you kidding me?
He was a big influence. And I will be the first to tell you, when it comes to those shows or whatever, I look forward to seeing them on because, again, the father that he was on that show, you know, especially for those of us who were fatherless, we looked up to that. You know what I mean? So it's hard for me to let that go as far as.
But that's your choice, right?
Again, it is choice. Yeah. So I will say I'm not here to completely knock you wanting to stay and listen to again in your home private time, and you want to do your do your thing or whatever. My thing is, what I'm trying to get understanding is why would we get so angry? Why are we so angry that people are choosing to do the opposite of what you're choosing to do? I choose, and as far as this show is concerned, I choose to mute him. It doesn't matter to me whether I hear his music or not again, okay? It doesn't matter to me if I go to my family reunion and we don't play some of his music. It doesn't matter. Like I said on my IG, there's Frankie Beverly and Mays in the catalog. We'll be just fine. You know what I mean? So we don't have to have those things. So I don't get upset because you choose to. I might question you just like you question me, vice versa. We can agree to disagree. My biggest thing about the whole ordeal, though, when it comes down to, is the ladies. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to be real. I'm not trying to blow your heads up, ladies, whatsoever. I'm just going to keep it real with you.
Come on, Redboi.
I am here because a woman. We are here because of a woman. Okay? So if you stop the process, and I'm not saying this is R. Kelly's ordeal, but these young ladies are coming up. He has pretty much tried to, in so many ways, stole from them their ability to be great mothers. Now, some of them have left and trained themselves on what that is. Okay, but you got to imagine what they're going through. You know, we talked about the military; they go through stuff PTSD. What about these women with their PTSD? Because they're gonna pass it on to some of their kids. They're gonna pass it on to their daughters.
Let me tell you.
And how are they gonna know? How their daughters gonna know what a good man is if that's all these girls have ever seen is him? They get in trouble, they get beat up, they get locked up, they got to be with this girl, they got to be with that girl. He says so they can. I mean, hell, his wife couldn't even eat until she asked.
Isn't that crazy?
And if that's the mentality we're gonna give our girls, you know what I mean? After a while, you okay? Okay.
This topic got me hot, y'all.
So I'm just trying to figure out why would not folks look at and their excuse to not take up for these girls is because of the music. You know what I'm saying? I understand that music can change your soul, it changes how you feel, but why can't we not show enough love to these girls, these young girls who have basically gotten their, I don't know what word to use, but everything that we would hope them to be got stolen.
Yeah, and it's potentially
because they were manipulated by a grown man.
This is true,
you know,
and potentially long-term problems. A lot of them can heal, right? There's many of us who heal through trials and tribulations. We heal. Yeah. But there's still traces that'll come right back up. I'm going to tell you. I'm going to get real with y'all. I was molested at age 6 and again at age 8, right? So here I am now, some years later, and I have 2 kids. I have a 19-year-old boy and I have an 11-year-old girl. And so what happened to me in the past, that sucker comes up in my parenting. They couldn't spend a night out. You know, I had to monitor all of that. all of that, and I know what it was triggered from. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I know what it was triggered from, and that's what happened. Even as they grew up, I made sure, like, Corey, I gotta watch how they interact with each other, the whole 9 yards, because I was molested by someone that I didn't know, and then again by someone that I knew in my home. So
See,
this whole topic is something else, man. So I'll always support the victim of sexual abuse, always, because we don't ask for it.
True.
And in those young girls' cases, they were being manipulated by an older man. There's a huge disparity, a huge difference between a 11-year-old, 12-year-old, 13-year-old, and a 20, 30, 40-year-old. Let's get real about this situation and stop making excuses and allowing this guy to get off like this. This is unfair.
And it's a lot of excuses. One of the main ones that I thought was kind of disturbing to me. I get where people were coming from or trying to come from, but it was like, what about Hugh Hefner? What about Elvis Presley? You know, because Elvis Presley met Priscilla when she was 14. What about Woody Allen? You know, which is very sick in itself. Let's be real. And not sure if you know, but Woody Allen, of course, his adopted daughter, 8 years old, he groomed her to be his wife. And everybody kept throwing out all these names. What about them? What about that?
Those are horrible too.
Right, they are very, very horrible. But here's the thing. Are you saying that on social media so that I could say, okay, you know what? Well, let me love R. Kelly. If they can get away with it, he should too.
Right.
If you're saying that, telling me that just to say the opposite, then I'm serious. You're crazy. I'm not the one. Because there was people trying to convince me for real. What about this? What about that, Ray? I ain't got. And first, let me tell you this. I wasn't even born when they were doing it. I don't even care about Elvis Presley.
I would have banned him too, though. Had I known.
I don't care about Jerry Lewis.
I would have banned him too.
Hugh Hefner. I mean, exactly. It is.
And if Hugh Hefner, there's allegations that come out that he's been sexually violating women, I will ban him too.
Yeah. But see, Hugh Hefner, he's passed now. But
he still has programming,
right? He has programming. But I'm just saying, with Hugh Hefner though, and I can go into the story, but real quick, I know all the ladies he had were 17 or above. He didn't have them locked up. He didn't treat them. There were rules, yes, in the house, but he knew that when they came in the house, they were doing it to build their careers, and he allowed them to do that, and he allowed them to break off, do whatever they wanted to. But while they were living in the home, there were rules. But that was
nobody was beat.
And they wanted to be there.
Nobody had to knock on doors to get food.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
And I know some of the girls with R. Kelly, they want to be there now. Because they stuck around all these years, but at the same time, you realize, especially when you watch the video of the one lady, I think her name is Jocelyn. She looks like she's caught in this world and her brain is already, this is where I'm supposed to be. This is my life. This is my everything. You know what I mean? They have no idea what's waiting for them on the outside, and I don't think he's actually wanting to really forward them that opportunity, because then it ruins his well-being. You know what I liked about the series though? Yeah.
That one mother that did not give up. Oh man, Dominique's mother.
Yeah, Dominique's. She went and got her.
Oh, that's me.
Yeah, that was pretty powerful.
That's what mamas do.
Yeah, that was.
Mamas
pretty
go to the hotels and kick down the doors, waving the fofo.
Yeah. Now, Daddy. Yeah, I'm going to jail that day. I mean, if I want,
that's what you do.
Because I want, and that's another thing. Go ahead, Ziggy.
So this also came up on Bené's show, Bené Embry show, here on the network. That he said that if that happened to his child, he would find a way to kill R. Kelly. And and James said the same thing. And my point was, like, when you have someone that commits this predatory behavior, they pick their victims pretty carefully. So, like, the reason that people weren't necessarily beating down his door to shoot him in the head was he chose his victims because they didn't necessarily have someone in their life that would do that for the most part. Like, that's part of that behavior.
Right, because the majority of them, I would say that.
Pick the vulnerable person to prey on because it's easier to prey on the vulnerable.
Right, and I think he did that, too, even with some of the parents. You know, I just feel that way. I mean, I know some of those last parents, they took their daughter to the concert. Yeah. You know, she was 17, so I'm quite sure she's got a mind, you know, she can think for herself, you know, but they end up losing her. And they're still trying, and they ain't seen her in 2 or 3 years or whatever. And that's the part I think that's sad. The most that I think that hurts the most, because these parents, you got to remember something. Like, think about it. This is for everybody who wants to complain. Think about it. Think about it as your child.
That's it.
That you brought into this world, that you raised up for 17 years straight. Yes. That, to me, like my son right now, I love my wife. Ray J is the love of my life. They are together, but there's something about him knowing that when we are gone, he carries on our legacy. That's how important his well-being is to me. So you look at, you've raised these women, your girl, your daughters, all the way up until now. They decide to take off. Okay, cool. But then you're not even allowed to look them in the eye. You're not even allowed to go hug them and say, hey, baby, I miss you. How are you doing? Do you need something? Is everything okay? Are you in good health? All these questions that they have, and they cannot be answered.
Nope.
And all they're asking is, can I see my daughter? And it's like, no. So you got all these folks surrounding R. Kelly, and none of them are doing anything about it.
Do that
none
now.
of them. And I mean,
we're going to go there right now.
I got
go there right now.
Because the dudes that were telling his story and all, he was right there and he watched it happen. And he did, and he faking like he asked questions and all this stuff. I don't believe half the stuff is coming out of his mouth, because you should have been the one.
Come on.
A man. Now, if you were a real dude, a real man, what a real man is supposed to do, and I hope if y'all my homies and I'm messing up,
come on,
and
Redboi,
men, I hope you would do it for me. You supposed to look that man in his eye and tell him, we're done with this dude. You better than that. Do you know what you were doing? And break it down for him.
Come on.
As a man, brother to brother, dude, we got to cut this out right now. And what they do, they kept going along with it, allowing it to happen, so they're just as responsible as he is. I ain't saying they did what he did, but they are responsible, because that's what we're supposed to look out after one another.
Of course.
And they couldn't do that.
And the women who were working with him.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me do this too. Sparkle. Sparkle is as guilty as well.
She feels it though, and she admits to it.
Well, let me say this. Let me say
she admits her guilt.
Her guilt to me, and I'm sorry if I offend anybody. You know,
might offend me. It sounds like I'm gonna get offended.
You know, but I understand that she feels guilty about the fact that introducing him to R. Kelly.
Yes.
I get that, right? But the flip side of that to me is this. The moment that Sparkle, I don't know if you heard the story when she was inside of his house and they're sitting there in the living room, she is sitting in the living room with a whole bunch of other fellas.
Yeah.
Fellas, one female, which happens to be Sparkle. She heard the knocking, and then she knew it was his wife in the back saying, hey, can I come out and get something to eat? At that moment, that's when I would look and say, wait a minute, you got your wife, got to knock on the door to come out and get something to eat? I'm a female. I'm in your dwellings around all these other dudes. She locked in the room. I'm out here. She in there. She your wife, and she got to ask to eat.
Right.
At that moment, hey, throw my hands up. You know what?
I agree.
I'll find out to sing. I could sing somewhere else.
I agree.
I'm done with it. And that's why when I look at what she's saying, I hear her.
I agree.
But it won't download for me, because I got a problem with her not walking away from that situation right then and there. Her career could not have been that much important if you see another woman locked in her bedroom and she got to ask to come outside to eat.
And she says she noticed the people couldn't speak to her. And once she found out why people weren't speaking to her, she intentionally went out of her way to make sure people would speak to her. So she had her little moments where she played the rebellion and she showed that she wasn't with his games. But you're right, she still continued to work with him.
She worked with him. She got her hot track.
But that was her choice.
She got her one-hit wonder.
That was her choice.
When a woman's fed up, ain't that ironic? You wrote a song called "When a Woman's Fed Up," and that's your #1 single after you dealing with this cat. And you sang a song called "When a Woman's Fed Up," but you knew his wife was locked in the room.
Can we drop this mic right now?
I'm just, hey.
Dang it.
I'm confused, y'all. I'm just saying. So all the folks that surrounded him, every last
all
one
bogus.
Of them,
Bogus.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Let's inject another thing into that. The Chicago Police Department.
Oh my God. They were part of it too.
What do you mean?
See,
I told you only watch. I can only, and I'm not gonna watch.
Right. Well, the other parts that you're not gonna watch many, I'm not ruining anything for you. But they were actually had some money.
Because I will not watch.
Yeah, he paid some of them.
Paid some of the police officers.
Yeah, to be on his side if anything ever popped up or anybody ever came looking, they got the money. So it's kind of crazy. So I know y'all got thoughts. I got thoughts. Let me look down on my Facebook page real quick.
Yes,
I see my man Pat. He got the thing. Pew. He out of there. He running.
Yes.
Let me see. Let me see. Stacey said, "Yeah, this is modern day slavery. Instead of the master having control, they're keeping their own people in bondage as sex slaves. Exactly. And here's what I'm saying.
y'all
Be
hitting
careful.
it
Don't
tonight.
fall now. Don't fall. But here's what I'm... Stacey, thank you so much for that comment. Because this is another thing what I got of it. And let's be
Y'all
real with each
hitting
other,
it
y'all.
tonight.
Let's be real with each other as black folks. Let's do this. When I see people online complaining about the fact, because it was this video. Let's be real. And Patrick, I think you might have posted it. Oh, one of the people that posted, Pat. I'm not putting it on you, dog. Not at all. But there was a video of some gentleman, okay, that was talking, and he had on a bow tie. He looked like he might have been Muslim or whatever, but he looked like a preacher.
Okay.
And he was giving his spiel on how he felt about the fact that the documentary came out and that how all of a sudden it seems as if R. Kelly was supposed to be the picture of pedophilia. Okay. And while he's talking, he's got a towel, he's wiping his eyes, and he's whining. Okay. And he's saying, this for real, America? We gonna do this to R. Kelly? What about this person? You mean to tell me after all the slavery, after all this, where's the documentaries about that? And I had to look at that video and I had to say, wait a minute. We have so many documentaries about slavery. We have so many movies that depicts our story. Now we ain't in the history books yet, but there's plenty of people, plenty of videos and stuff out there, the documentaries that you can actually educate yourself. So when he said that, the only thing that bothered me was, and he blamed it on, I guess, Lifetime, because Lifetime is owned by this person, and this person who's in charge of this had been arrested for sexual harassment or whatever it was. This person, so he went through this whole spiel. I understood what the brother was trying to say, but the only reason why I say he stepped on his message was because of the simple facts. I don't care if it was Lifetime. I don't care if it was HBO. I don't care if it was NBC, BET, TV1. I don't care if it was on-air media.
Right.
PodCityPodcastNet.com.
Word.
Here's the deal. Those girls were allowed to tell their story. It doesn't matter what channel it came on. Doesn't matter who owns that channel. They were able to tell their story. Every time someone goes out there and complains, you're forgetting these ladies had a story to tell. And for many years, they were scared to even tell that story. So I don't care if whoever gave them the platform to do so, don't negate them. Don't disconnect yourself from the fact that they had a story to tell and they're telling their story. And some of them are still going through it right now. Would have known if it didn't come out?
You better tell it. Listen,
so the channel shouldn't matter.
That is the truth. I want to share two quotes that since you brought up social media, what was out there. There was one Malcolm X meme that was out there that said, if you're not careful, the newspapers will have you hating the people who are being oppressed and loving the people who are doing the oppressing.
Yep.
Malcolm X.
Exactly. And that's exactly where where it's at. I just don't understand why we get so wrapped up into the whole channel of it all. Oh, but this channel, that I just didn't get that. And people were saying and they were basically blaming Lifetime. Look at them. They're trying to tear up our community. Let me repeat that. They were blaming them for trying to tear up our community. Again, I go back to, what about our girls, man? What about our girls? We are not a community if our mothers are not giving birth.
You better tell it.
And if our mothers are not, when I'm saying giving, not only giving birth, but giving birth to those who they can raise up and be capable of taking care of themselves. But if I'm messed up, I birth you in the world, I'm gonna have you messed up too.
If I didn't get together yet,
and it's a domino effect. And somewhere it's got to stop. So if it starts that we start paying more attention, let's be real. I'm guilty, y'all. I will say it. When the video first came out, I thought to myself, and I joked because I was young then, I joked to myself, wow, look at what that girl is doing. She knew what she was doing. She old enough. And I somewhat blamed her too. Because I was young in the head. But like they always say, when you know better, you do better. So as I've gotten older, I thought about those things like, wow, I wonder what. And now, so when this documentary came out, it opened up my eyes to see the full-blown picture. And I'm not one time that I look at those ladies and say they lying. They doing this. Now they're educating us.
That's it. That's what it's all about.
And y'all going to complain because it came from Lifetime? Does it matter?
No.
Because I guarantee half of those folks, if you saw the story on Twitter, saw the story on Facebook, or any other social media, you wouldn't have believed it.
That's right.
You wouldn't have believed it.
That's true.
All they did was use the vehicle of television to get their story out. Not television told me to hate them. That's a cop out to me. And that's a cop out to me. And that's not. We cannot fault them for trying to tear up the community if we are killing the community ourselves. Does that make sense?
Can I go on to the next meme that I found online as this topic came up?
Go for
This was by Mrs. Dr. Frances Cress Welsing. Y'all need to check her out if y'all haven't already. But this is what she said. Perfect timing. We're the only people on the entire planet who have been taught to sing and praise our demeanment. I'm a bitch. I'm a hoe. I'm a gangster. I'm a thug. I'm a dog. If you can train people to demean and degrade themselves, you can oppress them forever. You can even program them to kill themselves and they won't even understand what happened.
Wow. And that happened. It has been happening. Gangsters, everything else, it has been happening.
So we talking about community.
Right. And so we talking about community and we want to blame it for someone else letting our story out.
We need to remember who we are.
We got to. And I'll say this again. I know I get where people may come from. I guess you have a problem with who's telling you or who's allowing the story to be told. There is a story to be told regardless, but if you have a problem with who is allowing that story or who is producing it or who's behind the camera or whatever, okay, I don't get that. I'll tell you right now, I don't know if y'all have watched the Trayvon Martin Rest in Power documentary.
No, I haven't.
It's very, very good, okay? But the folks that made that, okay, they weren't of color either. They were all white. Okay, one was name was Jenna First. I met them all at Essence, and Julia, I can't remember her last name, and another guy named Michael. But they were all real cool people. They went to Sabrina Fulton. They talked to her and said, "We would like to tell the story." Of course, I'm quite sure she had questions. Why you? And they told her why and understood it. And Jenna, he actually admitted to me, even at Essence, he had to look himself in the mirror and realize how privileged he was because he was surrounded by other friends that didn't look like him, and he realized how he would treat them sometimes. So he said, in his soul, the way he makes it better is he tells a story. So he's got his own production company, and they made it. And real cool guy. And it didn't matter to me that he was the one telling it. As long as it's getting told.
Is the situation being exposed? Because first of all, we exposing these things so that way we can bring about change, right?
Exactly. That's it.
And nobody's saying we don't love. For me, I'm not saying I don't love him. I want him to seek help. I want him to admit that he has a problem and go seek help.
Yeah. Because I know that he's got the mental issues. He was molested as a child as well, so that's the mentality that he has. I get that as well, but I'm be honest with you, I have a hard time grasping the fact that, yes, I understand some things happen when you were young, but as you got older, again, when you know better, you do better. So therefore, I would have to say that he has to know the difference between right and wrong. Some will say, well, maybe he don't. Well, guess what? I will tell you from my opinion, he does. Why? Because the majority of stuff he's doing, he's hiding it.
That too.
You won't let a mama and daddy talk to their girl. If it's me, I'm going to tell that woman, go talk to your mama and daddy. They brought you here. They brought you this far.
That's right.
I've only had you for this many days, whatever. Go talk to them. Write them, video call, whatever the case. I'm not going to
bring them here.
I'm not going to encourage you to stay away from your mama and your daddy.
A thought? How about we bring your parents over for dinner?
Boom. Yeah, we know that ain't gonna happen. But again, that's the part that we missing all those other small pieces that mean so much.
Huge
you know what I mean? So that's why I'm saying. So
I agree.
Appreciate y'all leaving. If you want to leave some more thoughts, please do, because it's getting really deep to me. I'm getting upset again because I want y'all to understand this. I get it, the fact that you love the music. I love the music too.
Excuses.
Okay, but it is not an excuse that we can't just mute him. You know what I mean? Radio station couldn't mute him, because if we continue to feed into him and support his well-being and so forth, he's gonna think everything is okay.
That's what it's
my
worked.
People they got my back. It has worked for so long.
Let me throw out a
but
new
now
nice
we gotta
song, make them groove.
Exactly. But now throw out the song he got now. It ain't grooving. It just he wrote a 19-minute song called "I Admit It." So how can you argue and say the girl's a lying if he wrote a 19-minute song says "I Admit It"? That's the name of the damn song.
I don't even want to listen to it.
Yeah, I didn't. It's snippets on the show, but you didn't finish it. But there was snippets on part 6. So again, y'all, it's so much going on. But here's why the topic is a topic. Okay, for every person that surrounded him in the beginning, for every person that drove him to the schools, the high schools, to meet these women, y'all should have talked to him, or right then at that moment, you should have stepped in the name of love. not because you hate them, because you love them. For the love of those girls, okay? For the love of yourself, for the love of your community, okay? For the love of these girls' future, you should have stepped in the name of love. Sparkle, you should have stepped in the name of love the moment you heard Drea knocking on the door. So right now, these radio stations, thank God, they were stepping in the name of love. So when I say step in the name, again, like I said, you can't sit here and say, hey, man, it's okay, I'm going to continue to buy your music. I got to step. I got to remove myself from you right now. I can't sit here and go pay for your music to be played on Spotify or whatever. I'm stepping in the name of love. Why? Because we do. I don't hate the guy. I don't hate him at all. He got some things wrong with him, and I hope he gets help. I pray that he gets help. No hate whatsoever.
That's right.
But again, just like if it was my brother doing it, I would tell him to his face, in the name of love.
Wait.
In the name of love. This is why we got to do what we got to do.
That's another thing. I watched the episode piece where they were interviewing his brother who was in jail.
Oh, he gone too.
And he said two things that made me say, wait, what?
Yeah.
The first thing he said was he felt his younger brother should have just taken the hush money.
And lied.
That had
and said
the
that was
media
him.
believing it
He
was
would
him.
He would have had all that money by now.
His older brother said that.
Right.
I was looking like, wait, did he just say what I thought he said?
Yeah.
And then the next thing he said was, yeah, Robert always liked young girls. That's just his preference.
Yeah, he said my preference was older. He was young. He didn't find a problem in it. Again, you know what? I ain't trying to be rude, but he where he needed to be. No, he where he needed locked up. He where he needed to be. Seriously, with that type of mentality, I'm sorry. Oh well.
He disappointed me. He really did.
He
that
where
bugged
he
me
needs
out.
to be right now
That
behind the
bugged me out.
bars.
And I commend the women who left. Because it is not easy to leave when you've been manipulated to such a degree.
Yeah.
But the ones that left, so proud of y'all.
Right. And that's another thing too. Jesus. Y'all, I keep telling this, and I know people get mad at me on my social media because I keep hashtagging we got to do better, and they get mad. Because we do.
We do.
Because look at it now. You're right. The women did leave, and now people are going to be upset with them.
They are.
And have an attitude with them because they are going to now make money off of their story. So what? They've been manipulated their whole life by this guy. They've been beaten up by this cat. Starved. Not being able to talk on their cell phones. I mean, I remember one girl, she was trying to meet her other homegirl in the house. They could never meet up at the same time. They've been through so much. You mean to tell me they can't make a couple extra coins?
Come on, y'all.
Just by telling they, so what?
That story will change someone else's life.
Yes.
There may be another person who's in their situation right now. So yes, it's great to monetize off of your story, but more importantly, what about the people whose lives you're going to be impacting as a result of just sharing your story?
Right.
More people need to do that. These doggone family secrets are killing people.
You know what? Someone who the people will say that you've probably, I'm assuming they've probably bought a book or listened to another person's music who are actually telling their story. You bought that.
Oh.
I'm being real. You bought that, and they were telling their side of the story. They were telling what they went through. You bought it. You read the book. You gave them props. Why not do the same here with these girls? Why? Because you don't know them or whatever. Because are you so that much trapped into being because of the name of R. Kelly? Don't be trapped just like them. And that's what I mean by that. Don't be trapped because you trapped up and getting spun up by the name itself. Because these ladies over here, that's what happened to a lot of them. The name R. Kelly sold them.
There you go.
The name alone sold them, and they fell right in. Like one of the girls, the girl from Miami, she said before she even knew it, she was getting popped upside the head. She was getting hit. Before she even knew it, she was there because she fell in love with him and the name. He said, I love you. I love you back. It's R. Kelly. I'm trying to get my career off the ground. I mean, even the girl from here, I don't even remember who she is.
Like that.
Honest.
Yeah, the 33-year-old.
Yeah, she's from 97. She was on a radio host here. I don't even remember who she is.
Yeah.
But she got trapped into it too. And she was said before she knew it, it was there. So
and she was an older woman.
Yeah.
So that's showing you that his manipulation goes deep, y'all. Yes, the younger folks, but the older folks get wrapped up too. Look at all of us who supported him over these years.
Yeah. So I'm just saying, and
Oh, I'm so
I'm
glad we
not
talked
trying
about
to knock folks are listening, and we've had this conversation. Or you posted something that you might be questioning, whatever. Look, I'm not trying to go at y'all like that. I'm not trying to like come for you, because that's what people. I get tired of people saying it on social media. Don't come for me. I'm serious. It makes me mad. I had to tell one of my boys, man, we should be able to have a conversation and disagree with each other without somebody say you coming for me.
Yeah.
That gets on my last nerve. So I'm not coming for anybody. I'm just giving you my opinion. You have the right to feel how you want to feel.
Yes.
I have the right to feel how I want to feel. And the way I feel is I love the fact that these girls told their story.
Me too.
I'll have their back before I have his. I'm sorry. Like I said again, I'm here because of a woman. I was birthed to this world.
That's
All
right,
of us are here
Redboi.
because a woman decided to have us. You have to respect your queens. Fellas, we have to respect our queens.
Yes.
Give them the love they deserve. Stop all the
Please.
victim shaming and all this other stuff. And I only thing I fear right now, I'll be honest with you. Yeah, I'm so old school with it. Yeah, I am. I'm looking at the music right now. I'm looking at. I don't hate Cardi B. I think she's a cool lady. I mean, she's very, very funny. I love her personality. Do I agree with some of the music? Probably not. You know what I mean? Even with some of you new rappers and mumble rappers and everything is about drugs, this and that and the third. You know what I mean? Let's get together. Let's do this. Oh, bring your homegirl with you too. That type stuff. You know, and that's what it's all about. I wish we can get back to the normal storytelling and things. You know what I mean? Real R&B or whatever. I'm not. Again, some of the music I might bump it, because it sounds nice, but after a while, it's like it rubs in the wrong way, especially when you have, like I said, situations like this that are popping up. Because let's be real, R. Kelly probably ain't the only one.
Of course not.
We only know of him because he's in the spotlight.
Of course not.
There's probably some
Of
other
course
folks
not.
out there right now doing the same
Of
thing. So we
course.
just got to figure out, how do we get away from that? How do we get away from
How
that? You know
about
what I mean?
if you ask one of your friends what's really going on in their home? You can
Right.
uncover a lot. This is not all far removed from our community. This is right here. It's not just affecting the celebrities.
Yeah.
It's not just happening in rich world.
Yeah.
So, come on. Just because it's R. Kelly, don't make it a situation where he deserves a pass.
Right.
Even knock on the doors of your aunties and your uncles and your fathers and mothers who are allowing this behavior in their own home.
Yeah. Think about it. And before, I know time is running out. Thank y'all for tuning in. I want to say this real quick before we log off. And after all the things we've said, there's one meme that came out that pretty much solidified the whole thing for me. And it basically said that your daughters are listening to you defend R. Kelly.
Ooh.
And that will be the reason they won't tell you that Uncle Earl is putting his hands on you.
Wow.
Think about that. We got to think about that, because this stuff is going to be out there forever. The internet has so much information. When these little girls that are the babies of these girls grow up, they're going to be able to do research. His own daughter had to come out and apologize because she said she's known her whole life her daddy was a monster. Please forgive them for hiding it. You know what I mean? So hey,
Wow.
but remember that. Yeah,
How old is his daughter?
She's grown. She's like 19. They're old enough. He's got a couple of them from the wife. So, but
I'm
again,
glad she left.
that's what I want to say. Your daughters are listening to you defend R. Kelly, and it's the
Yeah.
same reason why they won't tell you that Uncle Earl is putting his hands on them.
That's deep.
Think about that. Okay. All right. We didn't waste the. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry, Ziggy.
I'm really glad that I showed that McChicken meme at the start of the
Yeah, at the start of exactly. Exactly. I feel you. All right, so once again, we wasted so hard. We had to talk about that. I want to get it off my chest, y'all.
We
Step
needed to get it
in
off
the
our
name
chest.
of love.
Yeah.
Mute R. Kelly in the name of love, y'all.
I did.
The love of self, but more important, the love of those girls. We gotta protect them. All of our young girls, not just
Yes.
them. All of them. We have to protect them. So,
And teach them.
all right. Don't want to end on a bad note.
Teach 'em
Let's
to
just
speak.
smile quick. Hey, y'all. 3-day weekend popping up. I hope y'all have a wonderful weekend. Ronnie, you too. I hope your weekend gets better.
Gets better.
You got some good news coming, so I need you to turn up this weekend. Don't act like you scared. Okay, I want to see.
Can I give a shout out
I want to
too?
see at least pictures. I don't know about the videos because the videos get you in trouble. Okay, but turn up.
Listen, y'all. I want to say a special shout out to those who supported my book and purchased the pre-sales. I got the books in hand starting tomorrow, so they're in the mail soon. So thank you for your support. Love
There
y'all.
it is. Y'all make sure and tell them where to follow you on Instagram so they can get.
Oh
a book if they want one.
yeah. Ronnie Uplifts on Instagram, or hit me up on Ronnie Benjamin at Facebook.
All right, there it is, fam. We appreciate y'all. We'll see y'all on February 7th for the beginning of February. We love y'all. Keep the faith, y'all. We got a long way to go, but I guarantee you we'll get there. Love you.
Love
Peace.
you.